So our good friend Harry the Hungry Hippo is munching on lily pads in his pond. There he is, and down below here are some of the lily pads that live in his pond. Um, and it says there were 29 lily pads, but he is eating 4 lily pads an hour. An hour. There's 20, but he's eating 4 per hour. Um, Heinrich, the hungrier hippo, found a better pond with 29 lily pads. He eats 7 lily pads per hour. So the question, if Harry and Heinrich start eating at the same time, when will their ponds have the same number of lily pads? Well, to organize my work, I've started here, and I'm going to basically create a little table for Heinrich and for Henry. Um, we're going to start at 0 hours, and we know that at 0 hours, Henry had 20 lily pads, and Heinrich has 27 lily pads. We know that Henry is consuming them at the rate of um, 4 lily pads an hour. So if I'm at 20 and I consume 4, that brings me down to 16 at the end of 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I can keep going, 5, 6. So Henry would go down to 16 and then take away 4 from that, he'd be at 12. Take away 4, he'd be at 8. Take away 4, he'd be at 4. And at the end of 5 hours, he would have no lily pads left. On the other hand, Heinrich, actually, I think I got this wrong. It says that Heinrich starts out with 29 lily pads. I wrote 27 here. So Heinrich's got a few more to start with. He starts at 29, and he's consuming 7 lily pads every hour. So after 1 hour, he's down to 22. I'm going to take 29 and subtract 7. That gives me 22. If I subtract 7 again, I'm at 15. Subtract 7 again, I'm at 8. Subtract 7 again, I'm at 1. And actually, we can see it right there. The time when they both have the same number of lily pads is at the end of 3 hours. Both lily pads, the ponds, Henry and Heinrich would have the same number of lily pads. So I think that's the question, right? If it says, when will their ponds have the same number of lily pads? Well, their ponds would have the same number of lily pads at after 3 hours. And this is how many lily pads will be left in each pond at that time. Well, they would each have 8. So it's a nice demonstration of using a chart to kind of create an organized list of possibilities and using that to answer a basic question.